was school like when you were growing up?
School was fun when I went up, but I didn't start school till I was 7 years old. And then I started in the printer.
Okay.
How were houses the same or different?
Houses were different when I was a little girl. I lived in a house that was 4 rooms on one side and 4 rooms on the other. But we lived on this side and somebody else lived on the other side.
Was it a shotgun house?
No, it was a double. It really was the one with the room upstairs.
Yeah.
Can't remember the name of that now.
Okay. Yeah, I remember shotgun houses, but go
No,
ahead.
it wasn't a shotgun house.
Yeah.
It was a double house.
Yeah.
How have the towns changed?
Okay.
How have the towns changed? Oh, the towns have changed a lot. There were very few people. I mean, there wasn't as many people as there are now, and the houses were closer together. But now the houses are like made further apart. You have more room in them, in the yards and all. I live in an apartment complex, and there's 5 apartments in a row where I am, and then there's another 5. There's 20 altogether in the yard, what they call one yard. And we each have our little garden.
How have clothing styles changed?
Right here. I was transported.
Clothing
Oh, how have
styles.
clothing and styles changed? I guess I don't really know how much because,
Yeah.
I mean, for the older people like I am, clothes are more or less the same. But it's the teenagers that have,
Yeah.
you know, the
Well,
younger
let's say
people.
when you were coming up and you were like a teenager, what kind of styles did they have back then?
I don't
You
know
remember?
how to
You
explain
remember?
that.
Yeah.
It's just a very plain dress. I started making my own dresses when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
I would buy the material and the pattern, and then I'd go make my own dress.
So when you were born in what year?
1911,
So when you were a teenager, that would be in the mid-1920s, right?
24.
1924, 1925. So
Mm-hmm.
that was kind of a long time ago. I bet the
It's
styles
a
were a
long
lot
time
different.
ago.
Yeah, they didn't have.
What's it called? How has transportation changed?
Yeah.
We used to go places on a streetcar, but now everybody has their own car, more or less.
Yeah, they didn't have a lot of cars back then.
They
Huh?
didn't have a lot of cars then.
Yeah.
We used to ride the streetcar for a nickel, and at one time cabs were 25 cents, and they would take you anywhere you wanted to go. And I had a
Yeah.
bus 1 block away from it, and a 25-cent street cabs, so I didn't
Yeah.
have any trouble at all getting around.
Yeah. So you just get in the cab and they have a quarter, and then you just give
Yeah,
the
they have
cab
a
driver a
quarter.
quarter, huh?
Now, what were your favorite foods when you were growing up? Well, I didn't have any choice because we didn't have any money, and whatever they cooked, we ate. We couldn't say, we don't want that, we want something else. We had to eat what they cooked.
Yeah.
And most of the times we had red beans and rice or butter beans or
Yeah.
lots of vegetables. And
Yeah.
some meats, you know,
Yeah.
more vegetables and meats. Maybe that's why I lived so old.
Yeah, you didn't have a lot of fancy.
My grandmother used to make
Yeah.
a garden. She'd have
Uh-huh.
carrots, and she'd have beets, and she'd have beans. She'd have all those things, lettuce,
Mhm.
and whenever she was going to cook, she'd go out in the garden. And
Yeah.
it was fresh out the ground, so it was always fresh vegetables.
Yeah. So you
And I
didn't-
ate carrots, so I was blue in the face.
Really?
For a while, I didn't want to see a carrot.
Yeah. So you didn't have like McDonald's or anything like that back
Mm-mm.
then, huh?
No, and no
Yeah.
McDonald's.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
what? I'll have hairstyles changed. Well, I can't say too much of that because mine are almost always
Yeah.
the same.
Yeah.
But then I saw one in church tonight,
Yeah.
and she had a little girl that was real cute, and she did a real nice dress. And the mother had her hair cut about this short, you know, all the little points sticking up
Mhm.
like bristle. So let's see. Do children behave differently today? They surely do, than they did when you were a little good child. I mean, when you had a little child, when I was a little child, and they told you to sit, you sat. They didn't, you know, they didn't do what they wanted to do. Like I see David over here doing. David does exactly what he wants, no matter what who tells him what, you know. And the clothes, going back to the clothes, nobody wore clothes that like they walk on the pants, they walk on about
Right.
this much too long.
Mm-hmm.
That's a waste of clothes. So let's see now. What kind of games did we used to play? We used to jump rope, and we used to play, when we play cards, we used to play Old Maid. We didn't have too many games. We didn't have any money to get anything. We were lucky we had food.
Yeah.
How were birthdays celebrated in your birthday? I can tell you every year when I had a birthday, it sounds terrible, but every year when I had a birthday, I'd always have a toothache.
Mm-hmm.
And my grandmother would always give me soft-boiled eggs when I had toothache.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that I got the toothache because I liked the soft-boiled
Yeah.
eggs. Oh, Lord, it's, you know. We didn't have birthday cakes and
Yeah.
parties when we had
Yeah.
birthdays.
Uh-huh.
I never did as a child. Never had a Christmas tree until I got married.
Really? What year was that in?
I got married in 32.
32. That was the first time. That was
Mhm.
Grandpa Zimmer, huh?
All right.
Yeah.
What kinds of things did your family do for fun? When I lived with my stepmother, see, my mother died when I was a little baby. I was 20 months old. And my daddy remarried. And I went to live with my grandmother. But when he remarried, then my stepmother took us. But my stepmother was a real stepmother. She was very mean to us. So my grandmother took us back. She used to beat us. She didn't beat me as much as she beat my brothers. But my brother, my oldest brother, we all had a job to do. I can remember I was still sleeping in a baby bed, and something I ate, I threw up at night. You know, you burp it up. And my stepmother did not change that bed until I took it. I had to take it off and wash it on the washboard.
Wow.
I had to wash my own clothes. That's what she used to make us do. Anyway, my grandmother took us, and all of that changed. You know. So, what kind of things did the family do for fun? When I got older, like a teenager, then my grandmother used to have her friends come over, and she had one friend that had an accordion. You know what an accordion is? The thing that, and this old man used to come and he plays the accordion. We used to dance in the house with my grandmother now, and he'd be playing the accordion on his back while he was dancing with somebody. He'd have the accordion on his part of his back. He used to play just games like that. We had an inner player. You know what an inner player is? What Papa has on the road with the music rolls. We call that inner players.
Yeah.
And then one of them would play, and everybody get around, and everybody would sing. They'd have fun there.
Yeah.
But as a child, it's a small child.
Yeah.
We didn't have anything.
Yeah. It
We
was
just
pretty tough.
got
back
up and
then,
did what
huh?
we had to do, and then go back
Yeah.
to bed at night.
Yeah.
But I always had to wash my clothes
Yeah.
on a washboard.
No electric washing machines or nothing.
No electric washing machines. And my stepmother would look at the clothes. She wouldn't wash them, but she'd look at, and she'd say, "This isn't clean." And she went to hit me one time with something, and the thing hit, the button hit something, and it flew around on me and it cut me.
Oh wow.
We had a real stepmother.
Yeah.
So my grandmother took me, you know.
Yeah.
But my mother died when I was 20 months old, so that's younger than any of those kids out
So you don't
there.
really remember her then?
I remember.
A little bit. Yeah.
Not my mother, I don't remember.
Yeah.
I was only 20 months old.
Yeah.
No, I wanted to crawl in a casket with her.
Yeah.
You know, babies don't know
Yeah.
any different.
Yeah.
So what else you got? Got another page? That's the stories you gotta write down. That's all the questions.
That's all of them? That's it? Anything else you want to know? Grandma been around for a while. She could tell you a lot of stories, I bet. When's the first time you rode in a car? You remember that?
My uncle had a truck. We used to ride on a truck.
Yeah.
We used to go from his, see, my grandmother's
Yeah.
brother lived in Kenner,
Uh-huh.
and my uncle had this truck. So the three of us, we'd sit in the back, in a truck in the back and go out, and wind would
Uh-huh.
always be blowing you know.
Yeah.
But we thought it was fun. We thought that was great.
What year, like, approximately what year was that? Do you remember?
The what?
Like, do you remember what year it was, or like what time, around what time?
Well, if I was
That was
born at
central.
11,
Yeah.
and I was 13, what's that, 24?
24,
Around
around 24.
24.
But not many people had cars and trucks back
Mm-mm,
then.
not
huh?
too many people at all.
Yeah.
they were starting to get them.
Yeah. But there wasn't a lot of traffic like today nowadays.
And we had gravel roads, not paved roads.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
when your mama was born,
Uh-huh.
and Grandpa was in Hattiesburg,
Uh-huh.
and he called me about 7 o'clock to find out how I was doing, and I said, because I was ready for delivery, and I said, I'm doing fine. I said, I'll call you if I need you. He said, okay, I'm going to bed. So about 10 o'clock, I was ready to go to the hospital. So your daddy's mother came and minded the baby, minded the other kids.
That's okay. We're having a little interview here. It's okay. Just shut the door and we'll be out in a little while. That's all right.
So I said, I'm doing fine. I said, but, you know, I just want to let you know I'm going to be going in.
Yeah.
And he said, well, I can't come now. He said, because I've been working real hard all day. And he said, those are gravel roads, and it would be really bad, you know, to travel in a hurry, to run to the speed limit.
Yeah, right,
So
right.
if the speed limit wasn't 60 miles an hour either at that time.
Yeah, right,
It might
right.
have been 40, you know.
Yeah.
So anyway, he lay down to
Daddy.
go take a nap.
Uh-huh.
How many classes are you
Wait, okay, hold on a second. Wait,
So
let
he
Grandma
went to
finish.
take his rest, and he got up early and he came to the hospital.
Uh-huh.
And for Aunt Darlene, I was like 23 hours in labor.
Uh-huh.
And then
Wow.
we thought I'd had the same thing with when your mama came, see.
Yeah.
But when he came, I was sleeping.
Yeah.
And he said he couldn't believe that I was sleeping.
Yeah.
And I woke up and I said, go get the nurse, quick, run, go get the nurse. I was
Right.
ready for delivery,
Yeah.
just that fast.
Wow.
So, but you know,
So how many brothers and sisters did you have?
did I have?
Yeah.
Had a bunch.
Yeah.
We were 11 altogether.
Really?
But I had two brothers and myself in my mother's group.
Uh-huh.
And we lived with my grandmother.
Uh-huh.
So my stepmother would let us have nothing to do with her children.
Really?
Yeah, and she'd
She
have
kept you all separate, huh?
they lived in one
Yeah.
place and we lived with my grandmother.
Uh-huh.
And let's see what I wanted to say about this. Oh, so all those kids grew up
Uh-huh.
on that side, and we were with my grandmother, and every one of those kids, the kids were so close that the child that was born, say you were a little baby, and not even walking yet, and their mother would have another one. And I think she had a problem with mentally, you know.
Yeah.
So all those kids grew up, they learned how to walk in the asylum, every one of them. They were put in an asylum, and every one of them learned how to walk in the asylum.
Yeah.
But now I'm in touch with two of my sisters.
Really? How old are they?
Really don't know.
You don't know? About your age? Some
Oh,
about
no,
your
not anywhere near me.
Yeah.
Might be about 80 or something
About
like
80.
that, you know.
Yeah. But are those
And
two,
it's-
is that the only two that's still alive, or you have more that's still alive? That you
I
have any
think
that's
I
alive
had
that-
one, I think they
Yeah.
had one brother that I've never seen,
Yeah.
and I think he's like his mother was.
Yeah.
And he's at some home away from here.
Wow.
And one of my sisters, the one that comes, when she comes to see me,
Yeah.
she's going home, she passes by and sees him.
And the ones that you keep in touch with, they live around here still? Or
No,
they
the
live?
one that lives in Minnesota,
Uh-huh.
Minneapolis, and then her son lives in Pittsburgh, I think. No, he's in Philadelphia. And he met John and Mark when he was here, because he happened to come the same day that Jack had his surgery.
Yeah.
And Jack was all right because he still had the anesthetic in him.
Right, yeah.
So he didn't seem like he had a pain in it at
Uh-huh.
all, not a pain in the world.
Wow. That's all right. You have a big family, you didn't realize, you know.
I'll tell you what, my stepmother was so mean to me that there was a
Yeah.
black lake family lived over here, and I still remember that woman's name. Her name was Miss Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
And when she'd hear my stepmother beating on one of us,
Mm-hmm.
she'd knock on the wall and she'd say, Miss Colongas, that's enough. And my stepmother would say, I wish she'd mind her own businesses and not her business.
Now, was your stepmother's name Colongas, was her name?
Yeah, well, she was Colongas too,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that was my daddy's wife.
Yeah.
And then we had people on the other side of us, like
Yeah.
maybe 200 feet away, the other house was. And
Right.
they would hear when my stepmother would be mean to her and say, that's enough.
Yeah.
She'd say, I wish they'd mind their own business.
Yeah.
That those people went to school and told the teachers how mean my stepmother was to us.
Yeah.
And she used to lay us on the floor every day when we came home from school.
Mm-hmm.
And we came home about maybe 6 or 7 blocks from school.
Mm-hmm.
And because we took more than 10 minutes to come home,
Yeah.
She lays on the floor and beat us with a razor strap about this thing.
Whoa.
She's saying, if you tell your daddy, I'll give you more.
Wow.
So
She
we
used
never,
to do that all
we
the
never
time?
did tell him. He found it out because when she was in the hospital with one of the babies or something,
Yeah.
she, well, he was bathing us and we had to bathe in a tub. And he checked my brother, and my brother was full of bruises.
And you
And
would
he
have
said,
found
what
out
happened
why.
to you? And he said, Mama Tavi did that. That's what we call her, Mama Tavi.
Yeah.
And she, because her name was Octavia.
Yeah.
So he said, Mama Tavi did that. And then he looked at all of us, and we all had bruises, but I had less
Yeah.
than the boys had.
Right.
And my oldest brother, she had him mopping. We had one of these houses that's got a room upstairs. I can't remember what they call those houses. Anyway, he was mopping the floor, and she went up there to see, and she said, how do you expect that floor to get clean? You don't have enough water on that mop. So he takes the mop, and he's mopping the floor, and she gets a call. Oh, Miss Columbus, what's that water doing coming from the ceiling in my kitchen? She goes up there, and it was my brother putting plenty of water on the floor.
Right, because she told him to.
Yeah, he was about 11 years old.
Yeah.
So she goes up there and she sees all that water. There's a glass on something on the dresser. She grabs the glass and pop, she pops him on the head and breaks the glass.
Yeah.
You think she hit him hard?
Wow.
So that's the kind of thing she used to do.
Yeah.
And one time my daddy said he had a garden full of vegetables, and that's how he used to raise. And he said, there's a lot of caterpillars out there, and he said, if you all would take a can and a stick and knock the caterpillars in a can, he said, I'll give you some money for doing some. We all went out there with our cans,
Yeah.
and we got the caterpillars. And he gave us each a dime, like tonight. And the next morning when she cooked breakfast, I can still see her sitting at the table.
Yeah.
She said, well, y'all made some money last night. You're going to have to pay me 10 cents for your breakfast. So we had to give her the dime that we got. We had to
You
give
had to
her
give
for
it to
breakfast.
her? Wow. You didn't get to
But
keep
you said
any of it. Yeah.
we didn't pay any attention to that because that was just what the old
Yes.
people made you do.
That's what, yeah.
So you
yeah.
did what they told you.
Yeah.
But I lived through it.
Yeah.
The good Lord's good to me.
Yeah. Wow.
So what did you want to know?
Yeah, what else did
What
you
did you
want?
want
What
to
you
say?
were asking me something just a minute ago.
Look at it, Michael. See what you want.
Let's see. Hold on. I'm going to turn this